lot of business owners are very good at what they do. They know their products, they know their services, they know their customers, and they know how to run a business. But then someone says you need to market your business, and suddenly they feel like an amateur and they panic. If that sounds familiar, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you how to market your business online without making it feel like a second full-time job. And I'm going to use a real example, which is my friend's business, quite new. It is Vintage Equestrian Stocks Company. So check them out on social media. This is exactly the kind of business that can do really well on social media because it has a clear niche, a clear visual identity, and products people can actually picture themselves wearing, gifting, or recommending. It's high-end, it's quality products with a specific target audience. So the first thing I want to say is that marketing is not just about posting things. Marketing is helping people to understand what you do, why it matters, and why they should trust you, and what's in it for them. And essentially that's it. So if you feel lost on social media, the answer is not to post more. It's not to bombard your customer with sales pitch. It's about getting clearer. It's about telling people what you're there to do and how you can help. What problem can you solve for them? For a business like Vintage Equestrian Stocks, you're not selling product. You're selling the equestrian style specific to showing and dressage. You're selling the detail of the product, the craftsmanship, the good quality taste, and the identity. And that's what people connect with. People don't just buy the item, they're buying into that something that they connect with. So the packaging stays on brand, and the whole customer experience from start to finish is in keeping with the high quality products. It massages the expectation of the customer, and this then leads to more sales. Now, I say marketing is not just about posting on social media. You do need to have a plan, but for this video I'm going to talk about how you can enhance your social media. So if you never know what to post on social media and it becomes too salesy, then I would suggest, particularly for this kind of business, for Vintage Equestrian Stocks, I would suggest having 3 content pillars. That would be, number 1 would be product and craftsmanship. So show the detail, the materials, the finish, the packaging, the difference between styles, and what makes the product feel special. Number 2 would be styling and inspiration. So how to wear it, who suits it, what look it creates, how it works for gifting or different occasions, different competitions, events, and the different equestrian styles. Number 3 would be the brand story and the trust. So why the business exists, why quality matters, and what makes it different, and what standards or values are behind the products. So now, instead of asking what on earth am I going to post today, you only ask, which 3 of my pillars am I talking about? Now, I would always say plan in advance. So marketing, we've talked about marketing strategies. It's all about being prepared. So if you have these 3 pillars, then that is a starting point in your planning process. So then you can rotate the pillars round and you don't have to worry about the messages because they're consistent. And in some ways it's repetitive, but in a creative and engaging way. People love real stories about real people, and in this case, in this business example, real horses too. So here's a very simple content rhythm. 1 helpful post, 1 product spotlight, 1 behind the scenes post, 1 lifestyle or promotional post. So that's 4 different simple content rhythms. Let's look at a helpful post. Now that could be how to choose the right style for the look you want, and you could be more specific. So there's maybe an event coming up that relates to your product, you could say how to choose the right style for that event and give some helpful information there. A product spotlight could be this week's featured product and why people love it. A behind the scenes could be close-up details, the packaging, making or process an order from start to finish. A lifestyle post could be how this product fits into a traditional, elegant equestrian look, particularly relevant for dressage. And that will be enough. You don't need a content empire, you just need a routine. If you think about it, one product can create quite a lot of content. This is where people get stuck. They think that they've got to create endless new ideas. So you don't. One product can create probably 10 posts. So think about it. A close-up photo, a reel which shows different angles of the product, a styling tip, a comparison post, a gift idea post, a customer focused post, maybe a review post from a customer, a behind the scenes post, a story poll, maybe a how to choose post, and a promotional post. That one product can create all those different options. So instead of thinking I need more ideas, think of how do I get more mileage from what I already have? And that mindset saves a whole bag of stress. So one way to provide content is to answer customer questions, and I tend to do that on my Instagram, on my YouTube. So ask yourself, what do people not understand yet? If people are asking you questions, then answer those questions by creating posts. Is there anything that they hesitate over? And what would help them to be more confident to buy? And again, in this example, Vintage Equestrian Stocks, this could be things like which style is right for me, what makes a handmade product different, is this a good gift, and what details should I look for? How do I choose between two different options? By providing useful content, then that helps to build trust with the customer base. And then trust leads to sales, and that builds a better sales and marketing strategy than random posting ever will. Let's talk about a few little Facebook tips that can make a real difference, because sometimes growth, it's not about some long or giant strategy, it's about doing the obvious things properly. So first things is, and most of you have done this already, invite people to follow your page. So Facebook page admins can invite friends to follow their page from the page options menu, but make sure you invite the right people. So existing customers, warm contacts, people in the niche, people who are likely to care. Don't invite every living, breathing person since 1970. Particularly do not invite people who hate horses, because apparently there are a few. Bizarre, I know. Facebook allows pages to create and join groups, and that can help businesses build community around a shared interest. The trick is, don't make the page a sales board. Make it about the interest. So instead of naming it something that's purely promotional, create something around the style inspiration or the tips or the ideas, the questions that you get, and the community. A group should feel like a place that people want to visit and not a digital car boot sale. Encourage people to show what they've achieved. Make it positive, make it inspirational. Encourage people to do video reviews. So for example, you could say, showcase which event you went to today wearing your vintage equestrian stocks. Sharing posts into stories gives it that extra push, that extra visibility, and makes your content work harder. And the feed posts can be added to stories. This means that one post can do more than one job. You can create the post once, then share it to stories. Add a quick note with the text like new favourite, or would you choose this one, or perfect for gifting, and that takes seconds. And you can reuse these posts onto stories every now and then to help them to work harder with a lot less effort. Now, thinking about Instagram, a lot of small businesses can overcomplicate things. A few simple habits that can help. Remember, stories disappear after 24 hours unless they're saved in your highlights, which makes them a great place for lighter and less polished content. So good story ideas are packing orders, close-up product reviews, a quick option poll, a which one would you choose question. You can repost a feed post, and you can do some behind the scenes clips, and stories help you to stay visible without everything needing to look perfect. So pretty content is nice. Useful content gets saved, shared and remembered. So remember that useful. How can I be useful to my customers and potential customers? Because that's what will be remembered. So mix in posts like how to choose. If there's a specific event coming up, then what to look for, what potential gift ideas, style comparisons, simple buying tips that sometimes the customer may need a little help with. What common mistakes do your potential customers make that you can help? Be useful. Encourage interaction. Social media is called that because it is supposed to be social. So you might ask questions, make them easy questions. So is it a classic or a statement that you want to create? Would you like silver or do you like sparkle? Maybe silver or gold. Is it a gift or is it a treat for yourself? And would you wear this one? It helps you to do your market research in the results that you get. And that gives a great way for people to engage. And engagement helps people to remember the brand. If you're running your own business and doing your own marketing, then saving time matters. Connecting a professional Instagram account to a Facebook page can make it easier to share content across the different platforms and connect business tools. So if your Instagram and your Facebook are linked, you can make it easier for yourself. And that doesn't mean consistently posting identical material to the two platforms. You need to mix and match. It means using one good piece of content in a similar, smarter way. So for example, create one main post, share it on Instagram, share it on Facebook, then pop it into stories with an added question. So that's the same idea, but you get more reach and less effort. And that is sensible marketing. Now let's talk about AI. I know some people are still reluctant to use AI. Now, when I talk about AI for social media, I prefer to use ChatGPT. You can use Claude. There are loads of different apps out there now that use AI, but my go-to is always ChatGPT, with a couple of exceptions. I'm going to talk about some prompts which could be used on some of these AI platforms. If you haven't signed up to ChatGPT yet, and I'm not getting any kind of affiliate payment for this, but it's just my preferred option, ChatGPT has a free option. Obviously that's restricted, but if you want to start out in AI and see if you can get familiar with it, see how much it helps you, then you may well go for the paid option later. So AI is brilliant for helping with post ideas, for caption drafts, for content calendars, frequently asked questions, product descriptions, repurposing content, and turning one idea into 10 ideas. What AI can't do is replace your judgment, so everything needs to be sense checked. Use it as an assistant, not a full-blown entire personality of your business. Here are a few prompts that would genuinely help. Prompt 1 is for content pillars. Now, I've talked about in other videos, and you maybe want to refer to those afterwards. I've talked about how you set up AI, how you train AI relevant to your business. So pop over there and have a look at those videos. So assuming you have done that and your AI is trained and ready, here's prompt 1 about content pillars. You will need to change to adapt to your business. So act as a social media strategist for a small equestrian brand. My business sells handcrafted equestrian accessories with a traditional, elegant feel. Suggest 3 clear content pillars for Facebook and Instagram with examples of posts under each one. Now, I would also add in those examples that I gave you earlier. If you like them, if that's what you choose to do, you may want to choose to tweak it. add those examples in to give more information. The more information you can give AI, the better it'll be, more specific it'll be, more relevant. Number 2 is for monthly content ideas. Act as a marketing assistant for my small business. Create 30 social media post ideas for the next month. Include educational posts, product spotlights, behind the scenes posts, storytelling posts and promotional posts. Make them suitable for Facebook and Instagram. And again, add any more relevant information if you need it to be more specific. Prompt 3, so this one is about turning one product into 10 posts. So take one product and turn it into 10 different social media content ideas. Include one real idea, one educational post, one styling post, one story poll and one promotional post. And then prompt 4 is about Facebook group ideas. So suggest 10 Facebook group name ideas for a business that sells elegant equestrian accessories. Make them relevant to the customer, make them welcoming and based around the shared interest, not just selling. Prompt 5, Facebook group content plan. Create a 4-week content plan for a Facebook group linked to my equestrian business. Include discussion prompts, polls, useful tips, behind the scenes ideas and light promotional opportunities. Prompt 6 is Instagram growth ideas. Act as an Instagram growth strategist for a small handmade brand. Suggest 20 realistic ways to increase followers over the next 60 days without paid ads. Focus on stories, profile improvements, engagement, content themes and consistency. Prompt 7. Now this is to create your cross-posting workflow. So create a simple weekly workflow for reusing one piece of content across Instagram, Facebook and stories without it feeling repetitive. And then if you want to create better captions, write 10 caption ideas for my brand. The tone should be elegant, warm, friendly and professional, not pushy and over-salesy. Now remember, the more information you can give AI up front, then the more detailed and more relevant to your business it will be. So here are some quick wins that you can get on with this week. Firstly, invite relevant people to follow the business Facebook page if you haven't done that already. Link Instagram and Facebook to make posting easier. Share feed posts into stories more often. Use simple polls and questions in stories and create 3 content pillars to make it easier for yourself. Start with 2 or 3 good posts a week and use AI to help with ideas for planning and for the first drafts. And that is already a decent start. So you don't need to become a full-time influencer with perfect lighting and unlimited enthusiasm to be successful. You need a clear message, you need a few strong content themes, and you need to have useful habits. You need to have a simple system that you can actually just keep rolling. And that's what makes marketing manageable, and that's what makes consistency possible. If this video helped, then please tell me in the comments below. I want to know all about your business and what part of marketing feels the hardest right now for you. If you found this useful, then please subscribe to my channel and the algorithm will send you more useful content to help you to launch and grow your organisation for success. Thank you for listening. See you in the next one.